For your splits, you're definitely going to want to stretch for this one. Make sure that when you're in your splits, your hips are square facing forward and you're not twisting your body. Slide down slowly into your splits so you don't hurt yourself. If you're farther up, work on some stretches like leaning forward and leaning backwards to help you stretch your legs more. I'm less flexible on my left side, so I have to do some extra stretches to work on getting myself lower. Now for middles, you're going to want to stretch your hips openly. Again, slide down slowly so that you don't hurt yourself. While you're in it, make sure that you're on top of yourself and that you're not too far forward or too far behind yourself like in a stride.
I will be demonstrating a straight leap and a run through of each step. For a right leap, you will start on your right foot, step right, left, using your plie to get really high. Your right arm will go up by your head and your left will go straight out to make an L. Make sure your front leg or right leg develops out and your left leg swings back. When landing your leap, make sure your left foot ends up in front of your right. Step, starting with your right foot, step, step, deep plie so you get really high, turning forward. In the air, it should look like a toe touch with your arms out. When you land, make sure your left foot swings back behind.
For our leg holds, you're going to want to make sure that you are nice and stretched out. Don't feel bad if one leg gets higher than the others because don't worry, I can relate too. Make sure that you're squeezing your legs and your abs. You're going to want to hold your leg on the outside, and if you need to, you can grab more on your thigh or even behind your knee. Now lift up your leg, but keep your bottom hip tucked under. If you can't bring it up all the way to the top, don't feel bad to bring it out to the side a little bit. Make sure your bottom leg does not bend and stay straight throughout. Same goes for on the left side. And see, I have to bring mine down a little bit because I'm not as flexible on that side. Now, for the front, you're going to want to stay facing forward. Grab your leg on your ankle and your heel and lift up. Keep your leg right in front of your nose. And remember, don't be shy to lower your leg. Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you some techniques for your pirouettes. So to begin with, you're going to want to hit a deep lunge, keeping your knees even so that you can pop up into your turn. Always keep your toe connected to your knee. Not sickled in front, not tucked behind, and not too low. Keep it right next to your knee and make sure it stays pointed and that your heel is not resting on your leg. You are going to want to maintain a straight bottom leg and keep your core tight and pretty much squeeze everything. If you can just pop straight up, you will be able to maintain better balance to get you through your turns. Next, you're going to want to focus on your spotting. Keep looking at the front until the very last second and then whip your head around. This will also help you to control your turns better. The more turns you do, the more you're going to want to lengthen your body. So as you go, just keep stretching and stretching and stretching so that you can keep holding balance while turning. For our open turns, you're going to start in that same lunge prep. You're going to start the turn by unwinding and landing in a plie with your foot facing the corner. And then you will open up to the side in a high releve, keeping your bottom leg straight and lengthening up and squeezing your abs. And just like your pirouettes, you're going to want to still spot. For your triple double down, you're going to bring your leg out. In the same way, you're going to bring it to the corner and open it, and then you're going to bring it in to connect to passe on your last turn around. When you're doing multiple opens, you just keep that same up and down motion for each one. So you'll go 1, 2, 3, bring it into a passe double, and then land.
For a toe touch, you're going to want to have your knees up towards the ceiling and your arms over that, keeping your legs straight. For the movement of your arms, you're going to start in a touchdown position, crossing them over and up into a T position. Then all you're going to do is just snap your legs up and down, bringing them up towards your chest. For a herky, I am right-sided, so my right leg is straight while my left leg is bent back behind me. My arms are going to go past my ears and over my straight leg. For a jump, your arms are going to go in a touchdown position, cross over and past your ears, landing down in a corner. For the toe touch herky combo, you're going to want to start in a touchdown position, bring them up into a T, back down for the next jump, right back up into a T, and then into the corner for your herky. You're just going to snap your legs twice into a toe touch and then once into a herky.
Today I will be showing you the different types of kicks. The first kick is a straight kick. In all kicks, it is important that you keep your foot pointed the second it leaves the ground. Brushing off the floor instead of lifting will help point your toes and keep your legs straight. For the straight kick, you want to make sure that you're kicking straight to your nose and not to the side of your face. Snapping down is just as important, making sure your feet are connected by the end of the kick. The next kick is an open kick. It is really important that you keep your hip under, also making sure your knee is facing up. Just make sure when you snap it back down, the feet connect. The next kick I will be talking about is a fan. One of the biggest things to focus on is hitting every corner. Same goes for the left. Keep in mind to keep your legs straight and toes pointed. I will be showing you the kick sequence: right straight, left straight, left straight, 2 right opens, 2 left opens, 2 right fans, and 2 left fans. When going into your right open, you wait until the high moment of your kick to look right. Same goes for switching to the left.
I'm going to be showing you the basics of a head spring. You're going to want to start with your feet apart and your head and hands in a triangle position. Once you feel comfortable with this position, you're going to want to jump up into a pike, bring your legs together and straightening them. If you feel comfortable with this movement, you're then going to want to follow through and land into a back bend by pushing off of your hands. If you feel comfortable with that after a few more attempts, you're going to want to then bring your hands all the way through by pushing off the mat and landing into a squat position. If you want a more advanced option than your squat position, you can land standing up by digging your heels into the floor. I'm going to be explaining the basics of a kip up. For beginners, you're going to want to roll up onto your shoulders, leaving your hands in a triangle position. You're going to bring your legs over into a pike position. This is just your beginning movement for it. Once you feel comfortable with that, you're going to try and start shooting your legs more up after the pike. You can shoot this up into a back bend. This will be your beginning movement. And if you feel comfortable with that, after a few more tries, you can then try and actually do it into a squat. Like so. If you want a more advanced option, you can try and do it into a standing position after pushing off of your hands completely and digging your heels into the ground.
This extra credit skill is called a flying disc. Your prep will be a low chaîné turn with your arms out and coming in as you turn. In the air, your leap should look like a toe touch facing forward. Make sure the toe touch position really snaps. To get your flying disc bigger, think about sitting into your hips when you're up in the air. For additional difficulty, you can land these down, rolling out of them. I will be demonstrating another extra credit skill, a renversé. The prep is a step starting with your right foot. In the air, make sure your arms are at a diagonal. Your right leg will swing up and your left will pop out. To make your landing controlled, make sure your right leg ends behind your left ankle. This next extra credit skill is called a firebird. For the prep, you start on your right foot and step, and then jump together. When you jump together, that's where you really push off to get the height you want. In the air, your arms will be up above your head and back leg will be reaching for your head. Make sure your bottom leg is straight. I will be demonstrating a barrel, one of our extra credit skills. You should start with your right foot pointed, right arm in front of you, and left arm out. For your prep, you are going to be doing a low chaîné with your arms out, closing as you turn. In the air, your right arm and leg are straight, your left arm and leg are bent. For additional difficulty, you can land down and roll out of this.
Okay, so now I'm going to be showing you a scorpion. You're going to want to twist your arm back in this weird way to lift it up, and then grab it with the other hand once you reach the right spot where your arm can grab it. If you have some resistance against your foot while it's up, you'll be able to maintain better balance so that you don't fall over. While straightening, you're going to want to extend your arms all the way up while leaning your chest forward, like so. Now, your leg height and the amount you can straighten it just all really depends on your flexibility, so make sure to stretch your back and your legs extra to reach that highest point. And if it's not where you want it, you can always grab behind the knee and pull it up higher to straighten it more. Okay, so this is a front walkover. You're going to want to make sure that your back is nice and stretched for this. You're also going to kind of want your arms to be stretched out for this. So, necessarily, the foot that you're going to front walkover with is usually the one that you'll cartwheel with. Make sure that you can stand up from a bridge. This will help a lot. Now, try going into your bridge, stopping for a second, and then lifting up. Keep your legs split open the entire time. And as you're coming up, make sure to push your hips forward. Make sure to keep your legs straight and to point your toes all the way through. Now just add it all together.
One of the extra credit skills that you can do for tryouts, it's not required, is a headstand. To do a headstand, all you have to do is place your head on the ground with your hands further apart. Keep your balance. You can start off in a tuck position or tuck and then extend your legs upward. Keeping your balance, you want to keep your balance in between your head and hands. This will help you balance way better. You can practice this a few times. Or if you want a more advanced version of getting up, you can start in a pike and then straighten your legs up. Another extra credit option that is available is a front handspring. I like to make sure that I have enough pop in my shoulders by practicing popping off during a handstand. If you have a front walkover, this is another good way to build your skill. If not, I would learn a front walkover first. Another good way to also learn how to do this is by starting off in a handstand, going into a back bend, and pushing off with both of your arms. If you have both of those really well, all it's going to take is a lot of practice and pushing off and following through with your front handspring. You can land down as a regular option, or if you want to try something more advanced, landing up. Make sure that you keep your legs straight though, and that you bring your feet together. Another extra credit skill that you can show off during your tryouts is a back handspring. Please do not attempt this unless you already have it, because I'm going to be showing you how to do proper form or how you can build to have your own back handspring. You want to start off by making sure that you have enough momentum by jumping upwards. If you have enough momentum by jumping upwards, you're then going to start jumping and pushing off backwards. This will show your body which direction you will be pushing off during your back handspring. Like I said, please don't attempt it unless you already have it. It's very dangerous and takes lots of practice. Afterwards, you want to make sure that you get into a nice sitting squat position. This is the position I like to go into before doing my back handspring because it helps me get a lot of power and momentum. Next, you want to try and go into a back bend. This is one of our steps to get a back handspring, is just to swing and go over into a back bend. After that, you're just going to straighten your legs as you push off into a rainbow position and push through your shoulders. Another extra credit skill that you can do during your tryout is an aerial. A good way to get one is to start off by having a nice, fast cartwheel over the top. If you have a really fast, nice cartwheel, you're going to want to then start jumping into it by pushing off of your hands. It's like a dive cartwheel. If you have a dive cartwheel really well, you can start trying not to put your hands down until the very last minute. And if you do put your hands down, please try to push off. This will help a lot. A good way to get momentum is by throwing your hands back and kicking off of your front leg. If you can do that really well, just keep attempting and you'll eventually get there. Another extra credit skill that is available is a rubber band. Please do not attempt this unless you actually have one or you have a really good spot. But we're going to break down how you can learn how to get one. The second part of a rubber band is a kip up. You're going to want to make sure that you jump into a kip up position. A good way to start off with the initial momentum, though, is to treat it like a back handspring and first start off by going into a back bend and lowering down to your shoulders. This is the position that you'll be in before you actually pop back up. Once you have that down, it's going to take lots of practice and lots of spots, but you'll eventually get there. For another fun extra credit skill, of course you do not have to do these, it is a pancake. It's basically a front handspring into a pike position. For this, you're going to want to make sure that you hit your heels first. Do not bend your legs, but fold over as fast as you can over yourself. You want to make sure that you have either a front handspring or a head spring, because these are both good ways to go into it. For a head spring way, when you go into it, you're going to hit your heels and fold. You can keep your legs apart because this is a little bit easier, but not too far apart. Once you have that down, you can just full send it from a front handspring. It's going to take a lot of practice, but I believe in you. You got it. You can also do a combo as an extra credit skill. It can be as simple as a head spring into a kip up, which is just connected by a roll. Or it can be as fun or crazy as you want it to be. You don't have to do a combo if you don't want to. Like I said, just connected by a roll. But one of my fun combos that I like to do is an aerial into a back handspring. So get creative and have fun with your combos.